What's up, everybody? It's Matt Johnson. We are back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored. This is the place where you get actionable ideas, insight, and inspiration to turn your real estate career into a life of freedom. We've got an awesome guest. We've got an awesome question to kick us off. We've got a comment from somebody who somehow mistakenly put something into practice that Greg said to do and accidentally got someone to raise their offer and actually buy a house. So how about that? So we've got a lot of stuff that we can get into. We've got Greg McDaniel here on the co-pilot seat. We've got a phenomenal guest here with us today that's going to share what they're doing to help agents generate and close seller leads and what some of the top agents around the country are doing to actually convert those seller leads into seller clients, which is kind of the point of things. So first of all, the junior grandmaster himself is in the co-pilot seat. Dude, what is up today?
Dude, I hate technology. Besides that, dude, I'm doing really, really good, man. And we got a lot of cool stuff going on today, and I'm just pumped that I'm able to hang with you guys, the Matts. I'm surrounded by Matts. I'm sandwiched by Matts.
It's a special, warm, delicious feeling, isn't it, Greg?
Oh, God, no.
Means gift of God, by the way.
Thank you, Matt. That's fantastic. I forget that sometimes. Yeah.
What is this nonsense?
The name Matthew means gift from God.
Oh, my God. No.
Or God's gift to women.
Oh, my God.
We won't get into that.
You're killing me.
Yeah, you lost half of the population of our viewership. All right. So thank you for those of you who are sticking around. We appreciate it. We're going to talk about how to generate and sell close seller leads. But first of all, Matt, just giving people an idea real quick of where you're based at, your background, and what you do now.
I'm based over in Costa Mesa, California. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships for Benutech, Inc. That makes Rebo Gateway. We basically procure data for real estate agents to target market.
Okay, that sounds horribly boring, but it's actually very, very effective, and you guys are doing some really cool things. So we're gonna have a lot of fun today, but it gets much more. We're gonna go much more in depth than that in terms of not just the data part, but just what to do with the data, which is really the big question that agents have. It's like, look, what if I get this? Then what do I do with it that actually produces results and produces clients? And we'll get to that in a second, but. Greg, so you've been working with, how long have you been recommending and working with Rebo Gateway?
Oh my God, I've been working with Rebo Gateway for several years now, and I get reports every whenever they come out. I forget what our setting is. If they're divorced, if they're going to be late on their mortgage, if there's a death. Anything that's going to affect the title. I actually. They tell me what's going on, and then I go out there and I interact and interface with these people. And Matt and I were chatting when I called him. God, how long ago? A couple of weeks ago now. And
a couple weeks ago.
And we were laughing our asses off on how people would go and try to interface with people that they're having a divorce, going through a divorce. Already a horrible fucking thing to have to deal with in life, right? But then all of a sudden, they'd have people come up and be like, "So here you're getting a divorce. So you want to sell?" It's like, how can you fuck it up that bad? Honestly. And
there's worse. There's so much worse.
Dude, it's rough, dude. And so we and I are laughing about it, and it's such a good product, man. It's so people don't think about it because they think everything has to be Zillow or Truly or Redfin or anything like that. But in reality, dude, all you have to do is go up and talk to people. You show people the want, need, or desire to be doing something, offer a service of value to them, and bing, bang, boom, hand in glove, you got a match. So yeah. Long answer, short question. I think you guys got a great product, and I love using it.
Thank you, Greg.
And they don't pay me to say that.
No, they do not.
No, it's just good stuff.
Yeah. Well, Greg, share with us. You were talking about this a little bit before we hit the broadcast button and started the show. What's the deal with the person that just texted you right before we went live?
So let me see here. The person out of LA, his name's Ed. I talked to him about 3 weeks ago. Shared that he used my phrasing with his buyer clients. He said he used it. Said, "Are you going to try to buy the house, or are you just going to go buy we're just going to go buy the damn thing?" He adjusted, and then the buyer adjusted his buying power to $100,000 more, and he became more aware of the competition. And he said that's good times, and he's happy guy that it works. So yeah, you guys, you got the guy up like $100,000. Do you think it might be of value for you? I would say yes.
Definitely going to give you a better shot at getting that house. $100,000 extra on the offer. All right.
Yeah, that might help.
All right. So this question caught my eye. This is on the lead gen scripts and objections group. So Philip Fetters out of Kansas City asked, I'm looking to put together a FSBO package or a packet to drop off. Any ideas on what I should include? And we were riffing a little bit about this before we went live. And Matt, you've got a great answer for this. So I wanted to take this to you first, and then me and Greg will give kind of our response to that and some ideas for things that people could include. So what would you do if you were in that situation?
I definitely knock on the door and approach the homeowner in a way. The thing is with FSBOs, they don't like real estate agents. I don't know why, but a lot of them turn out to be attorneys. So there's a certain personality type that it takes to have someone think that they could sell their house themselves and not have a professional do it. It's usually like some kind of narcissistic, delusional person, right? So there's no way that you can, right? Isn't it true? They're like full of hearts. It's the same guy. It's the same guy in different form, like all the time. So the thing to remember is 87% of for sale by owners end up failing. We've done the data on that. They end up failing, or they end up selling it about $30,000, $40,000 cheaper than if a real estate agent sold it. So what my approach would be is I would knock on the door and tell them, disarm them immediately and say, hey, look, I'm not here to try. I know all real estate agents are scumbags and they're just out here to rip you off. I know this. I'm not like that. I'm just trying to get my feet wet in the neighborhood. This is what I want to do for you. I don't want any commission. I just want to advise you along the way because it's going to be a tough path for you. And in return, because you don't get something for nothing, they already know that. In return, I want to put a guest book in your house, and anybody that does not want to buy your house and you're in control of the guest book, just pass them over to me because I might have a home for sale for them. When the guy ends up failing, which is more than likely, that guy is going to end up being your seller lead because you're going to be the first person they go to. In the meantime, you're getting all these buyers, right? So it's like a free lead aggregator. So that would be my approach.
I love that. I mean, I've been doing real estate a long freaking time, man, and I have not heard of that. So I think it's a really good idea. Talk about a soft entry in. Just be an advisory asset for that FSBO, right? Basically advising them on the process. Here are some contracts. Here are the disclosures. Watch out for this. Do that. Don't do that. And ultimately, they will say, 70% of the time, they're going to come to you and be like, oh, dude, this is freaking hard, bro. Like, I don't want to do this shit. And in the meantime, like, I love it. Get all these buyer leads. That's good shit, man. I mean, you didn't have to pay Zillow 1 fucking cent for it either. Son of a bitch.
Tell us how you really feel about Zillow, Greg. Good Lord. So, Greg, have you ever done anything that might make that more, that might be a little bit more effective than that, or would you call instead of dropping off a packet? Like, what would your approach be?
I would do something the Darren Hardy effect. Grow a big old pair of brass balls. Nice. And you're going to go out there with a sold writer. Hi, my name is Greg McDaniel. I work with J. Rockcliffe Realtors here in the area. Hand them the sold writer. You're going to need this when you work with me. Now, I've had people go out and do this in the past, and it is the funniest damn thing because either they chase them off the property, or they're so impressed. They're just like, holy shit, that's a pair of balls. And they say, come on back, let's sit down and talk. It's really interesting. So that would be my approach. I would go out there and just do the assumptive close, but I'd also blend in with what Matt said, and I would I'd bring up a logbook and ask them just to, anyone who doesn't want to buy the house, give them pass them over to me, and I can help them buy a property. So I'd blend the two together. What about you, Johnson?
Well, I do one of two things or both. I think I would take the Matt thing a little bit further and offer, because obviously we know that 99 out of 100 buyers that come to that home or through that home are not going to be right for that home. I would offer either to hold an open house for them or open houses if it's the right property, and collect the buyer leads in exchange, either that or offer to do lend them like, let's say I have a sign writer with a free recorded telephone hotline that captures buyers. I will pass them over to them first. Then, of course, once they do what every other agent does and never call anyone back, I will call them back, right? And do something like that. And then in addition to that, I would probably make up a specialized, like a FSBO packet that was a combination of two things. Number one, just all the forms they need. That's a no-brainer. But the second thing would be, what are the things that anyone, even a non-licensed homeowner, could do to market their home And conveniently, it'd be stuff that also I would do, my team would do, that would separate me from everyone else, right? So it'd be, here's how to take and do a detailed, targeted, demographically targeted Facebook ad for the most likely buyers for your home. And I would actually give them, like, here's my opinion for your home. Here's who I think would be the most likely demographic target. Here's how you go and like screenshot it out in terms of like, here's how you do a targeted Facebook ad for that. And all those things would be things that like, hey, we do this for you. This is part of our marketing plan. Because one of the key things that FSBOs have a problem with is the perception that all agents do is throw the sign in the yard, throw a lockbox on the door and leave, and then don't call you until a buyer gets dropped into their lap. So if I had those 4 or 5 specific marketing functions that I could tell them, hey, you can do all this stuff too. This is what we do on all of our listings, but it's all things that have nothing to do with being an agent. It's the stuff that's the extra mile beyond what they think agents do. So it actually gives them helpful, useful information, but it also leads back into, hey, this is why you should keep me in mind, because everything I just gave you blows away every other agent that you'll ever hear from. That's what I would do.
Well, I think we can just end the podcast now. We've all given epic topics. I know that everyone's heads are going to explode, and we're done. But
that's great. Fantastic. Well, that was easy. Man,
is everyone's on Craigslist right now looking up FSBOs?
So true.
That's awesome. All right. Oh. Well, let's take a second here and first of all, Matt, why don't you give people a quick idea of where people can connect with you and learn more about Rebo Gateway, and then we'll dive in a little bit into what some of your top clients are doing to actually close the leads.
I would go to golistyourself.net, which is Benutech's. Yeah, that's Benutech's podcast. Yeah, just fill out the thing. By the way, don't fill out the address part. We don't want to know where you live unless you're going through a divorce. Then you can fill that out. Yeah,
that's
if you
right.
want to let us know. Yeah, if you want to let us know your private details, we'll expose it for the world to see. But yeah, just fill that out, and we'll give you guys more information. I'll have somebody take you through a demo or whatnot. What was the other question?
No, just how to connect and learn more about you. So you answered that.
Cool.
Yeah, we want to make sure that we get that in there. And then for us, guys, go to getnowbusiness.com. So that's the next series of the class is starting up the first Monday in June. That's June 5th, I believe. So guys, check that out. That is all about how to strategically go after 2 sets of people where you have a connection or a need, and the people that are the most likely to actually want to do a deal with you within the next 90 days. And it's interesting, we're about to come to this part. The last session of that is where we talk about those cold leads, the people that don't necessarily have a connection with you, but they have the need. And that's what we're talking about with you, Matt, is that, look, these people have a need. They have a dire need to get out of that house, right? And the question is, can you be the one, if you know that information, can you be the one that builds the relationship that fulfills the need rather than them going to someone that they have a pre-existing connection with, like, what was it, Debbie Dinosaur or something that's their aunt that's in the family that would normally get a spot at that listing, right? So that's the name of the game when you're dealing with leads like this is they have a need. You may not be able to come straight up, and you shouldn't come straight up and say why you know that they have a need, but right? Then how do you build the relationship?
That's super important.
Yes. So let's start with that. Now, let's start with that major pitfall. And why in the world do people do that? What's a better approach?
I think the reason why, and this is a lot of things like when you're prospecting has to do with fear, right? Like I know when I started in sales 15 years ago, remember when you like knocked on your first door, you make your first phone call, your heart's like pumping out of your chest, right? And then like now you're just a complete sociopath. My heart doesn't skip a beat,
True.
I think there's a fear, and this fear like creates this need to have an angle. Like, why am I knocking this guy's door? I got to tell him something. I need a foot in the door somehow. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll tell him I know about his divorce. And this really does go through people's heads. No, this is like 60% of our new users, at least more than half. I don't have an exact statistic. But I could even say, I won't put his name out there, but I could even say a real estate coach, investor real estate coach, wrote thousands of letters to people that had just died, to their family members, and was like, hey, I'm sorry for your loss. I know so-and-so just died, but would you like to sell your house to me? Right?
How'd that go over?
Well, he called me up because he was like, hey, man, I don't know if I can, promote this tool to my students because I wrote all these letters out, as a trial, and I just got call after call of people that were just angry, and I was like, whoa, what'd you write? And he's like, so he told me about his letter, right? And I was like, dude, you can't write like, it's like showing up to someone's house with like black roses, or showing up to someone that just got divorced in like a pool guy's costume, Too fucking soon, dude.
That is a visceral example.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Too soon, right?
No. Too soon. Open wound.
Too soon. I actually like Matt's approach on divorces. I've been telling everybody in the office about it, to tell our users to use it. If you could share that, Matt, on divorce.
Oh, you mean me?
Or not, Matt. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What's your approach, Greg? I was going to say, unless it was something I told you to do, and then I'll take full credit for it.
Of course you would, narcissist. So what I do, guys? Do I have a packet anywhere around me? Close enough. What I'll do is I'll develop a. This is my dream book, but it's the same thing. What I do is I get an RPR report, and I'll just go to their house, and I'm just like, whoever answers the door, right? Now, this would be an RPR, so a little value report. And I'll say, hi, my name is Greg McDaniel. I'm a local real estate agent here in the area. Coming around today, it's part of our practice on our team that when people inquire about the value of the home, instead of just email it to them, we actually personally come out, and we just want to meet you really quickly, give you the report so you can have something tangible in your hands, and just kind of see what kind of thoughts you were about, having about the real estate market. Was it you by chance that came to the site and got the report? Now, it doesn't matter, because nobody came to the site to get the report, okay? They don't know that.
This is the sociopathic part, Matt, that you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so then I hand it over to him, like, well, here, I ran the report. This is what we're looking at. Are you guys thinking about maybe selling? If it's the male, he's going to say, yes, I'm a bitch of my wife, we're getting a divorce. Or if it's my dick of a soon-to-be ex-husband, we're getting a divorce. And I've had have them say exactly that to me, like, oh, man, I am so sorry. I didn't know. My apologies. What can I do to help you? Gotcha.
I was tickled when I heard this.
Dude, it is so simple, right? It's just a good way to just have a conversation with someone. Start to be there from the very beginning. You're very non-assumptive. When you walk up, you're just like, do. It's the normal day. Here's a report. Oh, fuck, you're going through a divorce, and you admitted it to me? Even better. And you start building friends, and people have invited me in right then and there to take a look at the property and kind of talk about the market, what the conditions are, how long it take things to sell. And you just want to play it really soft. I joke around about it a little bit, but in all actuality, dude, it's a shitty time for that family. Really shitty time for them. And so have you ever put together
like a report on the unique challenges and how to overcome them of selling while you're going through a divorce, like how to deal with the communication issues, the differences, the fact that you need to get a certain amount out of the house that may be not in line with what the market wants and stuff like that?
I haven't.
Might be an interesting second step in the process. Another excuse for a pop by, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there has got to be something that the National Association or California has put together or something. There has to be something out there.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that would be a great idea.
Andrew has a great question. He wants to know, can you tell us how you put it together, folder plastic?
What? Okay. Clear outer, black back, see? They just banged it together, and there you go. You just hand it in. Yeah, we have a binding machine here, but it could be a three ring. It could be really whatever. You could staple it as much as I care. Just get it out to them. I mean, that's all that really matters. You just bring it to them. Is that Andrew Shear, by the way?
No, Andrew Tripodi. No, sorry, okay. Andrew, if I apologize if I screwed up your name royally. Very sorry. And Coach Hank is on with us. Holy cow. What is up?
Hank! What up, pimp? I've been doing what you told me, man. I've been doing this shit. I'm sadly behind my schedule, but I am doing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's dive into some other follow-ups. So what have you seen, Matt? Working just for the people that have been with you for a long time that just keep religiously like following the system, buying the data and stuff like that. What's their approach to it? Are they doing something a little bit different from Greg? Maybe are they really consistent about follow-up? Like, what's the main secret to making this type of lead work?
I think most of the real estate agents that use the software are sending out direct mail. You're going to be more successful if you knock on the door. That's a given, and that's with everything. I mean, if you didn't use data at all and you were just walking your farm, rather than sending out 500 mailers around your listing, I would knock on 500 doors. And I know that's hard,
No, it's
but
not.
so fucking what, dude? Yeah, it doesn't matter. If
So I mean, if
face
you're
to
gonna knock on,
face, go ahead.
no, if you're gonna knock on 500 doors, and you know that there's a divorce, or you know that there is a death, and you guys use the divorce, entry and lead up the exact same way, for a death. Not like, so I hear Uncle Bob died. You guys want to fucking sell the house or what? I don't think it's gonna work. But do the same thing. Just someone
in a black suit,
black suit, black tie, black shirt,
or just a Grim Reaper with a.
You just show up with a Sith and a for sale sign.
a sickle. Yeah, I'm gonna do some yard work.
Exactly. Oh man, that's terrible.
Oh, Jesus
Now, if only you
Christ.
can pull off the oh man, what is the guy's name that does the voice of the Grim Reaper in Family Guy? I just lost his name.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
That sounds awesome.
Anyway, all right. Anyway, doesn't matter.
All right, sounds like a great guy.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd obviously you're saying that like most of your clients are doing direct mail, so you obviously face to face is better. So we talked about kind of the approach for that. What's their
It's a numbers game. It's a number game. I mean, the biggest thing with Rebo Gateway and the reason why it even came into existence is just because the old way of farming is dead. Like every single industry right now, whether you're a car dealership, a grocery store, whatever business you have, they use data in conjunction with marketing. We don't just provide data for real estate agents. We provide data for a variety of different industries. So I get to see firsthand like the different industries and how they use data, right? The thing with real estate is they kind of they're really slow to come around to marketing ideas. They're like usually the last people on the
I'm
bus.
shocked.
Oh yeah.
Right? And I think it's because, like you get your real estate license does not come with a marketing degree. So you don't really know anything about marketing. And you're usually go ahead.
Wait, you mean I'm not a master negotiator and a marketing genius? While I sell my real estate? What the fuck is going on, Matt?
Speaking of narcissism,
I know. He could have blown me over with a feather.
So like Greg's a younger real estate coach, right? Which is really helpful. We need more people like that because a lot of the real estate coaches, their days over. I hate to say it, but they're still teaching people to do stuff from like 1970s. This is a new modern age, right? Like the way that you have to market now is completely different. Like you can't get on the phone and start calling people's home phone numbers. It's not going to work because people don't pick up their home phones anymore, right? There's a lot of things that have changed in real estate, and data is one of those things. Why would you market to everybody around your neighborhood instead of just targeting the people that are probably going to end up selling their house? It seems like common sense, but unfortunately, it's been slow to come around. Now it's like, like with real estate investors, they wouldn't send out mail or knock on a door without knowing what's going on first because it's a waste of money.
So why are you seeing a lot of the agents? Why are you seeing them still be prehistoric? I mean, what has been your experience on why people don't move to a relatively be more cost effective, less people to talk to, but yet they're resistant about using technology of that magnitude? Why? What is their cluster F?
I think there's from walking around on the sales floor and then listening to calls and stuff like that. I'd say the biggest resistance of agents is prospecting in general. They believe in only a referral-based business, right? But there's no business out there that's purely referral. Like if you we'll take Nike, Coca-Cola, right? Like we know who they are. They don't need to make a commercial right now for everybody to know who Coca-Cola is, but they need to keep making commercials or else you won't know what Coca-Cola is 30 years from now, right? you always have to market your business. You can't just rely on word of mouth. Nobody does that.
Mm-hmm.
There's no business out there, and real estate's not special, that does not market. I think the other thing is that they have older coaches that tell them to do something, and then they just stick to just that. So they'll say, all right, like there's, I guess, a model that's been in place for decades where you just send out 200 mailers around your listing once and call it a day. That's it. That's all your marketing, right? There, you get no responses from it. I've talked to some real estate agents that have told me that they've never got a response on their mailers before, but they still send them out. Yeah, they still send them out.
Sending out.
They send out like 300 mailers around their listing to anybody. They don't even check if it's owner occupied, non-owner occupied. They don't check anything. They just blow it out, and they do it like once or twice, and then they don't do it for the rest of the year, and then they move on.
Well, yeah.
And that's why they have a referral-based business. They're like, oh, all my business comes from referrals. I'm like, how many mailers have you sent out? I haven't sent any out for like a year. Like, well, all your business is going to come from referrals because you don't have any marketing going.
Because you don't do anything else.
How the fuck would you?
Again, I'm shocked,
else, dude.
Oh my gosh.
But it's so true. I mean, like we use mailers, but we use technology in the back end so we can track when people can come back in and get their values again. So we can keep one mailer, multiple touches. We've had people come back for 10+ years, checking the value of their home, and they keep seeing our brand every single time. So it's doing two things. One, I'm tracking them. Two, I'm imprinting onto them our team's brand so that people so that they see us, and then I can follow up with them. Hey, did you get your value? Blah blah blah. That's why that's valuable for us now. But I'm 100% in agreement with you. I mean, if you did it only 2 times and then you stop doing it, look, 80% of all sales are done between the 5th and the 12th contact. So you're already screwed by not doing another at least 3 to 4 times, just to get into that 80 percentile. And it's just
completely agree.
Right, or they do the other side of it is that they hit an area with spotty, like, oh, I'll try over here, then I'll try over here, then I'll try over here, then I'll try over here. They don't hit the same people, so they're mailing maybe potentially consistently, but not the same people, which is basically like shooting a BB gun at a freight train. Ain't gonna do shit. And that's
a really, 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 really good point. Marketing is about repetition, and like you have to be like, if you want to brand yourself, no one's gonna like. Dude, I haven't opened my fucking mailbox in 3 weeks, probably. I think maybe 4 weeks. I might be lying. It could be 8 weeks. I don't even remember the last time I opened my mailbox, right? But let's say I opened up my mailbox today. I got your little I'm a real estate agent in the mail, and I threw it away. I didn't even look at it. And then the next day I looked at it, or I didn't look at it and threw it away, right? But I'm going through a divorce, and I don't really give a shit about your mailer right now. Because I'm drinking vodka, sitting in the corner, huddled and trying to figure out what's going on with my life, right? But then maybe the third month, right? Maybe the third month, like, me and my ex-wife, everything's kind of settled down. Me and my ex-wife are talking about selling the home, and then you come knocking on the door, or I receive your mailer, right? I might take a look at that and then go check to see what my house price is online off of that mailer. And if you had something like direct mail 2.0 or whatever you're using, as far as with mailers and connecting it to your Facebook ads, then you're going to be popping up in their face. I think it's important that like you're popping up everywhere. Like you should be knocking on their door, sending them mailers, popping up on their computer. Like it should be your face pop. You should be popping out their fucking trash can. They go to take the trash out. You're like, hey, want a CMA? Dude, you should be the one they think about by the time they get to that decision where they want to list your house. You should be the one that they think about. They don't think about the real estate agent that is targeting them because they only send one mailer. I mean, who's going to remember you? I don't even remember the person I shook hands with about 10 minutes ago. I don't even remember their name or who they were. I don't remember what the fuck they're doing. Right? But if you're in their face like all the time, consistently, repetitiously, then yeah, dude. When they go to sell their house, you're going to be the first person they think about.
So I'm assuming you guys have put together marketing plans that you say, hey, real estate client of ours, use this. And how many times do they actually do that? Like, or do they even listen to the advice that you guys give them? Because they got an ego in there and they don't want to do it because they have to perform a 4-letter word called work. And God forbid that ever happened, because on TV it's so much easier. I mean, And the guys just get the listings. Like, yeah, fucker, because you're not looking at the whole picture here. Okay? And so anyway, I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole.
In there somewhere, Greg?
Yes, I'm going back to that.
Okay.
When you recommend follow-up systems, what percentage of the time do the agents actually follow that? I mean, guesstimation. And what kind of results do they get from your data? Because your data is, I mean, it's basically just like click, shining a light directly on someone who has a want, need, or desire to do something.
I would say the people, in all honesty, the people that get the most out of the system seem to be real estate investors, because they already have the fire behind them to carry the plan through, right? We don't need to really tell them shit. When you go to training at Rebo Gateway, like we have a training center, and Steve will guide people to do. I mean, look, it's like this. If I took an M16 and put it in the hands of a civilian and then sent him into Afghanistan, how good is he going to do? He has no training.
I'd say there's a high probability of shooting themselves before they shoot an enemy.
Right, yeah, right. They're going to end up on YouTube, and we're going to be trading, somebody for somebody. That's all I know. But if you took an M16, you put it in the hands of a military trained Navy SEAL, then what's going to happen, right? He's going to kick some ass. So Rebo Gateway is just that. It's a tool. It's a gun, right? Like, if you don't have like coaching, you don't have a mentor behind you, which is why that's so important. Like, we can't mentor you. That's not what Rebo Gateway is. Rebo Gateway is just a data system. You need training, you need mentorship, like, in order to be good. Like, there's Rebo Gateway and any tool out there for that matter. Then there's a fucking shitload of them, right? There's a ton of tools. People get flooded with tools all day, real estate tools, right? You get sales calls all day. It doesn't matter what tool you pick up. If you don't have good training and good consistency, and you don't have like a fire to succeed, nothing's going to save you. And I hate to put that out there like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it's totally true.
We talk to investors. I mean, yeah, they have a system, like they have, you don't get to be a real estate. It's not like you don't have access to the MLS, but like that's not where they find like the best deals, especially in this climate. So they have to have a system for generating leads, and then they have a follow-up system for, getting in the door and stuff like that. So essentially what you're doing for them is they would be doing this mass marketing out to entire neighborhoods, and you're saying, all right, knock that all that off and just market to these 50 people or these 100 people out of all the neighborhoods that you would target. So you're essentially allowing them to take their system and not have to shotgun it, but sniper rifle it. But they have an existing system already. You're just showing where to direct the firepower.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And most investors come aboard from training courses. Like, that's usually when someone becomes a real estate investor. It's not like they take like a test somewhere and then get a real estate investor license. They're out on their own. So usually they'll pick up a book, or they'll go see a coach. So they're already mentored out the gate, unlike real estate agents. Right. So when they pick up a tool like this, they already know, like, I need data, because any book or any mentor is going to tell you need data before you go out and try and invest in property to get it at a discount. You're going to get a property at 30% discount. Death, divorce, tax defaults, mortgage defaults, some kind of distress situation has got to be a factor. There are no on-market investment properties right now. If there is, it's a very, very small amount, and there's a lot of people bidding on it, so it's not really viable for a real estate investor to find an on-market property right now. They have to find it off-market. So response rate from direct mail or from door knocking is super important for them.
Yeah, and finding the right people is the number one key to get that and take advantage of that. So, layman real estate agent, walk me through how they would use your data the most effectively as possible. So would it be the divorce? Would it be the death? Would it be the notice of sale? What has been the easiest for the average normal agent to go talk to a homeowner about? You guys kind of track that stuff a little bit with some of your long-term clients?
I would go with affidavit of death. So that's going to be different from probate, because it's kind of like a death certificate, right? And it's not necessarily in probate court at this point. So nobody's really targeting it. There's no affidavit of death lists out there except for with our system. So you'd have limited competition. Divorce is also, you have limited competition on. I'd use for sale by owners and use the same tactics that we were talking about with door knocking. The most successful way to use the system is going to be a combination of both direct mail and door knocking. And that's super important. You can't just send out mail and then just because you're scared to knock on the door, like send out mail and then sit back and wait for your cell phone to ring. Like you have to hammer it. Like you have to be in front of that person at all times. And the direct mail piece I would send out, it would be a combination of something that brings you online so that you fill out something that will give you a CMA, and then has tagged in there that Facebook ad stuff where your Facebook ad pops up all over the place. So that way you're combining online presence, direct mail, and you're in front of their face. There's no way at that point when they make a decision that they're not going to be picking you as a real estate agent, because I can tell you right now, 90% of the real estate agents out there aren't doing shit.
They're really not. You know, the funny thing is that I bought a car about two plus years ago, and I went down to look at it on a Friday, and I came back and I was thinking about it all Friday night. I basically already made the decision that I wanted or need to get another vehicle, and I was sitting there, and this was going to relate back to real estate agents in a second, is the fact that if that car dealership had called me at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, double checking to see how I'm doing, if I was still interested in the vehicle, I wouldn't be pissed. I'd be pumped. Now, here's how it relates back to you, real estate agents. You are your real estate broker who's a car broker calling to check in on that potential car buyer. Because if there's a want, need, or desire, then there's going to be an opportunity for you to help someone in their very specific amount of time. And so instead of having to find them, a needle in the haystack, you actually found a stack of needles. Fuck the haystack. You got the needles, man. You don't need to sift through anything else. You're already there. And that's what I liked about it so much. And the way you guys deliver it is so simple, clean, and easy. It's not even funny how easy this stuff is. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's funny you use needle in a haystack, because that's actually the example that we give every time. It's definitely you're finding the needles in it. Dude, if you fucking randomly, right, you're knocking on doors and then randomly just came across someone, they opened up the door and they're like, oh man, yeah, I'm going through a divorce right now. I hate to say it, dude, but as soon as that guy's fucking door closed, you'd be like, cha-ching, right? Right? And if you're telling me no, you're just lying. In your mind, you're thinking dollar signs, dude. You're like, oh, dude, I got a listing for sure off this guy. Right. You got a system that's pulling them all up for you. I mean, it's not rocket science. They have to sell the house. I mean, they can't sit there in the house with their ex-wife.
No, that's very uncomfortable on first dates.
Wow. It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Oh my God. Oh man. There's already stock on the door. That's unfortunate. All right. So let's talk about the frequency. So you talk about like the combination of mail order and door knocking. Do you have any thoughts on just how consistent the best of your clients are doing like the mail and the door knocking? Are we talking about weekly? Are we talking about every other week, once a month? What are we talking about?
I mean, if you're on a budget, I definitely do it once a month. If not, I would do it bi-weekly. You need to hit them 5 or 6 times, if not 7 times. And I would definitely, while you're doing that, like I said, follow up and knock on the door. You don't want to be knocking on this guy's door like fucking every 2 weeks or something, because then you'd be like a freak, right?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Especially if they're going through a divorce and the girl's like, what is this? What's up with this guy? Is he like trying to prey on me and during my divorce, or what's going on with this dude?
Oh, well, yeah.
That's why it's.
Well, you're talking about once you've made initial contact, right?
Once you've made initial contact, like right when you've knocked on someone's door, you should ask for their cell phone number up front, so then you could just give them a call and see how they're doing. Like, hey, I just wanted to check in on you. I know your pops passed away, so, and then kind of empathize with them, or whatever situation they're going through.
Or if you're a sociopath, take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am. That's why they hired me.
Owning it.
I love that. That's right. Own
I think
your
we should,
Yeah. All right. So get their cell phone number, then follow up. Yeah. And then from there on out, like once you've made first contact, obviously you're not popping by every week or sometimes even every 2 weeks. You just want to follow up by phone. Just keep building the relationship.
Right, and then I would send them mailers, with a picture of you and your CMA and all that stuff, and if anything, write them a personal note for a follow up too. I mean, there's they're going to sell their house, so I would just act as if, act as if
Mhm.
this person's going to sell their house. What would you do to get that listing? Would you do anything? I would.
I
There's a
would.
lot of money on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just hammer them with everything that you have. Pick 500 people, maybe, about 500 people minimum. Get the warmest ones, and then just hammer the hell out of them, dude.
So it's just like
Yeah.
it's like a database on steroids.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
your
'cause you
A,
know they
B,
have a need.
C's, and D's, and then
Mhm.
just go after them appropriately. To the A's, dude, every other day or every week or every whatever the frequency needs to be there all the time. Matt and I actually just wrote a marketing program for a product that does exactly that. I mean, they will know what type of clone I own by the end of this period. Because I'm going to be sticking them just like stink on shit, dude. I'm going to be there.
Stink on shit. I got to use that one.
Yeah. Oh, I'd rather you didn't. Greg needs to stop using it. We don't need it to spread beyond Greg.
So wrong on so many levels. No, but really, I mean, just staying up with them and being consistent and being persistent on whatever you do. And guys, if you have a higher likelihood of knowing who to talk to, what the fuck have you been doing not working with that type of product? If it's a dollars and cents thing, look at what you're spending right now on your marketing to all like the 97% of the people aren't going to do shit, and then reallocate, buy some data, what we're talking about here from Benutech, and put it into work and just try it out. What do you have to lose?
Dude, and even if you're not using Rebo Gateway or any kind of data tool, my advice would be still get out there and prospect. Even if you can't afford like a data tool, you can't afford mailers, then get out there and start knocking on fucking doors. That's the thing that I want to tell real estate agents. You've got to get out there and hammer shit, dude. You've got to fucking work. You cannot sit back and wait for your friends and family to start sending you listings. There's no major real estate agent out there right now that's on some kind of multi-level marketing scheme where all their friends and family are giving them listings. It doesn't fucking exist.
If it did, I would have probably found it by now. And I've looked. I looked on every rock, and I still not found the easy button for real estate.
The isogenics of real estate.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus Christ.
That's right.
Fucking real estate
But
Ponzi scheme.
if you just tell 10 people, and all those 10 people list with me, and those 10 people tell 10 people, I'll have 100 listings.
Oh yeah.
That'd be great.
I'm sure your friends and family won't want a commission break either, right?
Oh no, not at all. 0%? How about for 2%? Oh, damn it. No,
that's
I don't
the
want
Worst fucking customers you can get.
that. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But I love them. We love them. We love all you friends
We
and
do.
family.
Of course. Unless you're a sociopath.
Which they probably are.
Well, hey, if you're a sociopath and you don't cut your commission, you just tell them to take a quick walk if they won't work with you otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of my friends and family came to me and said, I want to start a podcast, but I only want to pay you half of your normal fee. I'm like, that's great. Let me show you how to do it yourself. For free.
Here are my tools. Go put them into work. I know. I'm not going to tell you what
I'll open the kimono, as Greg likes to say. I'll show you everything. You do everything except
all the
you do it
goodness.
yourself. Yeah, all the goodness.
Oh, no.
Do you even show them your microphone? Or do you keep it a closely guarded secret?
No. ATR 2500.
The new one.
The new one. That's right. Very pretty.
Anyways, okay. So, what kind of a budget, Matt, would a new agent need to look at to take on, let's say, 300, or a form of 300? Or let's go 500. 300 is just too fucking small. 500. What kind of marketing budget, realistically, would you look at in recommending for agents to use your product and to get some good responses? Do you guys have any kind of numbers like that?
You make me pull a calculator out here.
The trials.
A magic box to spit out numbers.
You talk about with mailers included?
Yeah, everything. Like soup to nuts, would it be, could they do it
You're
for
going to give them a
$500
per mailer cost to work with, Greg?
Probably 60 cents.
Okay.
If you're targeting 300 people, well, here's two scenarios, right? Let's say you don't have the money to, and by the way, I would put away 6 months worth of savings for mailers so that you could do it consistently and you don't run out of money, right?
Because
if you just send out what's that?
And that's what, once a month mailers?
That's once a month, yeah.
Okay, so
I would put that, I would put that money aside. I mean, Rebo Gateway is $400 a year. So you can have that. So what is that, 1,400?
Okay.
So $1,400 for your marketing plan for 6 months. And if you don't have $1,400, then I would, get the targeting system, $400 a year, and then go knock on doors. And then once you close your first listing, generate the money for direct mail, right?
Dude.
You're not going to have to knock on as many doors if you're sending mailers out as well.
Yeah.
The goal is to just be in front of the person as much as possible.
Yeah, $1,400 for 6 months is only $233 for a month. That,
Right.
dude, if you don't have that, please go back to working at McDonald's or whatever 9 to 5 that you are working at.
or work at McDonald's in the
dude.
morning so that you can afford it.
Yes, then you can afford it. But I mean,
I hate to tell you,
you need that type of money, guys. You have got to have something to put in there. Yes, we make a lot of fun of different scenarios because they're funny and we all think it. Matt and I just happen to say it all the time. Well, I do. Matt tries to wash his hands with me. He's like, no, the McDaniel stench is here. Oh, he did it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
The stink on shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
No, but you guys got a budget. If you don't have a budget, guys, please go borrow the money. Literally, go borrow. But you've got to have a want, need, or desire to repay that cash. Your yes has to be greater than their no. So convince a mom, a dad, an older brother, older sister, somebody who's got $1,450 laying around to go put it into action. Then you have got to hustle and grind. And this is when you come in, and you take up Benutech, and you take up some of their data sets, and you go out there nonstop, get it on, and call them. I mean, Stefan, he's turned into a pretty good buddy of mine down in the Central Coast, where I'm actually going to be doing a live show, Facebook Live with him on Saturday, doing a cold call off. So who could do the best cold calls?
Fun.
Oh, it's going to be somewhere. We're going to be sitting in his dining room as I verbally bitch slap him all over the place. Another lashing. And I know he's watching right now.
Anyway, I think there's a point to that story. We somehow got lost in the slapping.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is the fact that, like, you got to go out and hustle and grind because you got to be able to put yourself out there 5, 6, 7 days a week, really making a conscious effort to repay that cash that you're going to borrow against. Because once you have a burning desire to repay whoever that is or just get a listing by using the data, you'll do whatever it takes to get that listing, guys. You got a better shot with this kind of information every single day of the week.
And then keep that feeling too. Like even when you're doing good, like one of the things about salespeople is they'll start, making money, then maybe hit a 6-figure income, and then you kind of lose that feeling of what it was like to be fucking hungry. That like overwhelming desire that you have to do something. Like sometimes for me, like I have to plummet, fail, I have to like crash and burn like probably a couple. I bet you've crashed and burned too, Greg, right?
Oh yeah.
And Matt. Right? Like sometimes you have to, sometimes you just have to fucking crash and burn and everything in your life has to be obliterated before you get back up and get that feeling back, right? And then you plummet up and you reach an even larger height than you did before. But, if you're doing good right now, don't sit on your laurels, dude. Keep that fucking, remember that feeling. Sometimes you have to go back and try to remember like what it was like when you're just eating peanut butter and banana sandwiches. And you
been there,
right?
Been there.
or you're like taking your frozen dinners and like splitting them in two, right?
Oh, dude, I actually used to do this. Trader Joe's has like these double burritos.
Yes.
Dude, I would take the split off one and have the other one and microwave it, and that would be my dinner for 2 nights, and it cost like $1.99. So $1 a night.
Dude, I fucking did that with the exact same thing. The chicken burritos, dude.
Yes,
the Trader Joe's chicken burritos, dude. Yeah.
Oh, man.
2008, dude, when the whole real estate market crashed. That's what I was fucking eating.
They're like cockroaches, man. Those things never die. I have them in my freezer right now. I could go home and warm them up. That'd still be good.
And the chow mein, dude.
Oh, that's good shit.
The chow mein is super good.
But look at us. You and I very, very vividly remember those times. The good and the bad. We can laugh about them now. But I would have fucking died to get a hold of some killer data that I would just be like, I just have to talk to this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy? Why am I going to go talk to the whole damn block? This is stupid. And then I wouldn't have to
I don't think there wasn't any real data systems out like when the crash happened. I think that because of the crash, it generated a necessity for it, because people just started started figuring out that using distress data is actually a good way of selling homes. Because before that, like it was like the land of milk and honey, right? When it was like 2001 to like 2008,
Oh,
Like
God.
everybody was making so much fucking money that it's like, dude, you generate a lead. Why do I even need to? You know?
Why?
And
I mean,
then,
yeah. Then the crash happened. I remember I was selling homes. We were selling so many properties. I didn't do shit, man. I can get into my past and how deplorable I was. But I mean, I made so much money right out of the gate. I'm like, the whole work thing is bullshit, man. They built this thing up to be so hard. Suckers.
Oh my God. Yeah, seriously. Seriously.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah. And then life just came around and just like smacked me up one side and right back down the other, to the point where my credit card for $5 at grocery at Safeway, I was sitting there going, please, for the love of Christ, don't let that thing not get declined, because I don't have it.
Yeah, right. Or when the bank calls you up and they're like, sir, we're charging you $20 because you only have $5 in your account. And you're like, what the fuck?
Like, how does that make any sense? How does it make any sense?
Doesn't make any sense, dude. Like, what the fuck? No, I'm at like negative $20.
Yeah, there's overcharges, or like, oh, you withdrew more than you had in there, so here's a surcharge. Bitch, if I had the fucking money, I wouldn't have to give the fucking surcharge. Dyslexic motherfuckers.
Oh, everyone just, they all just kick you while you're down, dude. They just kick you while you're down over and over and over again. But you know, that's what a lot of those real estate investors and people that became huge real estate agents, successful real estate agents, you know, even our CEO, like when he started as an agent, he was living in his car, you know.
Really?
I think, yeah, he was living in his car and he just went from there, dude.
Down by the river.
It takes like a burning desire. Sometimes it's like, dude, I don't know, if you're not doing good as a real estate agent right now, you should go take a Molotov cocktail and just throw it through your house's window. Just burn it all, dude. Burn it all. Divorce your wife, kill your dog. Give your kids up for adoption.
That's right.
Just create your own crisis.
Give yourself up for adoption. That is a new one.
No, give your children up for adoption. I took it a step further.
Yeah.
Yeah, destroy your own life, dude. Knock it all down to the foundation. Start over. You know, sometimes you just need a crisis.
But you can keep your kids, everybody. Don't worry. He was kidding. You can keep your kids.
Of course.
Nebraska's a great state. That's all I'm saying.
It's a fine line. I don't know how to walk.
All right. So, with that being said, Matt, remind everyone of how they can learn more about Rebo Gateway and what you guys do.
So go to golistyourself.net. Just fill out the form on the front. You don't need to fill in the address part. Like I said, we just couldn't remove it for some reason. But just put your email address and phone number, golistyourself.net, and then we'll have somebody give you a call and give you a walkthrough. Probably our trainer.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Greg, how long have you guys been using Rebo Gateway?
Years, man. Years and years. As soon as I heard about this company that can provide magical data, I'm like, oh, just went like a moth to light. You guys know you drink a drink of water at the exact same time and the same length of time? It's like,
because we're gifts from God, dude.
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. All right.
All right. Getting out of business, Greg.
Yes, guys, getting out of business. Matt, you're going to have to post it in there because you did I can't post on your timeline or whatever. Guys, we are going to be starting our second class in June 5th. We're going to run June 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th. We do it for 1 hour a shot, guys, and it's live video Zoom calls with me and Matt. And guys, it's if you guys want to learn how to do real estate prospecting without cold calls, without door knocks, and you got a budget of $500 or less every single month, guys, there are things that are hiding right in front of you that you just can't see because you don't know what you're looking for. And Matt and I really didn't know if we were going to be able to create this or not. But we sat down, and surprisingly, there was a plethora of opportunities and options around us for zero or very low cost that make you guys much more successful and never have to do any cold calling or cold door knocking. So if that sounds like something you want, guys, go to getnow.business.com. Matt's putting in the link right now. And if you like it, it's $297, guys, one-time fee, and you get all the recordings of the class so that you can go watch it again and relearn or whatever. If you forgot about one aspect or script or technique or something like that, it's all going to be there. And we only take 20 spots. So sign up now. Don't fucking wait. Don't be a real estate agent. Don't wait. until you get booted, until you get to be in the July class. And Matt, we know what we talk about the July kids. You don't want to be a July kid. You want to be a June kid. Because if you're a July kid, you got to hang out with Matt's kids. And Matt's kids, well, don't even get me started on those old fat bastards. But, so, oh, Matt, you didn't know that Johnson actually, he's married to his wife, Julie, and they have 3 little obese wood denting, insulin sucking little babies that are just,
Is that right, Matt?
They have to live on reinforced concrete.
That's what happens when I allow Greg to role play. Is next thing I know, I have an imaginary wife and 3 fat kids.
I actually burned down my house and gave my kids up for adoption.
That's good. I mean, at least they can lose weight now. I mean, that's get them into a good fat camp. I mean, that's it. Believe me, it's the best thing. They're better off without you.
Oh my God! So go sign up for that, guys. Also follow me on Facebook, please. Follow Matt Johnson on Facebook. Follow both the Matts on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Don't friend me. Please do not friend me. I say this all the time, but no one fucking listens. Follow me, guys, and you'll see me do some live prospecting when I actually get a computer that works, which it needs to happen like tomorrow. And then you guys see me do my 4:30 shows. Then you'll see the podcast here. But yeah, and then you can hit me on Facebook Messenger. And we can hit me with questions, thoughts, theories, or concerns. I'll do whatever I can to help you guys do everything. So, Matt Johnson, what do we have coming up for the rest of this wonderful, beautiful week on the show?
Oh man, we've got Buddy Blake coming up on the show on Wednesday. That's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for that. And then on Friday, it's just you and me, Greg. We had to postpone Malcolm Higdon, who's coming on in June. But so you and I are going to talk about busting and handling the most common objections in real estate. So that's Friday.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot. And as I do more and more research, Matt, I'm finding a crap ton of documents that
just from the distant mist of your past.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, a lot of really good stuff. We're going to be able to cover in future shows, guys. If you have ideas or guests that you think you should be on the show, reach out to us. We'll get them booked up. But I love you. That's why Matt and I do this show. We want to see you guys succeed and become everything that you ever want to be, and not charge you an arm and a leg for the same shit that other coaches will charge you, more than you can ever imagine for the shit we just give away for free. So spread the show, share the show, help us help other people, help us help you, and let's move forward, guys. And we'll see you on Wednesday.
All right. Later, guys.
Pizza ninjas.